Hello, welcome back to Sabretooth at Nethemba, where we care about your security. We are Try Hackney Tuesday. Here we go. We're going to connect to the network straight off with sudo open VPN. Open another tab here. Let's bring this down and put it across. Just trying to keep out of the way of my cam as much as I can. Not sure what we're doing today. Last time we did popcorn on Hack the Box, which was a medium. Let's do a medium here. Because if you look, I've done quite a few hard, not many medium, and even less easy, actually. Medium, I think. We're going to go search rooms, set the difficulty to medium, and because I don't know which one to choose, I'm going to choose the very last one. How's that? Age 35, right at the end, Mr Robot CTF. Oh. Okay, CTF, capture the flag. I prefer doing boot to root because basically that means you boot the machine and you've got to try and get root. Capture the flag, it's more of a case of, I don't know, it's a little bit less realistic, but that's fine. 30 minutes? Huh. 30 minutes, interesting. And I'm not going to read the walkthrough, and I also don't want to read any of this. So, how do I connect the box? Start machine. There we go. So I'm not looking at anything. So whilst that is counting down, we're going to make a new directory. RP bot, Mr Robot. We're going to go into that directory and open a few more of these. We're going to go from popcorn on Hack the Box. We're going to go into medium here, make a new subnode, and we're doing Mr Robot. Lovely. So everything is set up, ready to go. All we need to do now is wait for 20 seconds for this. So whilst we've got 20 seconds left, I'm going to do nmap stv all ports, and we're just waiting for the IP at this point. 10 seconds left. Nice. Good that we can set up before with 10 seconds remaining. Water, no vodka. Okay. Off we go, straight off. And it says that it might take a while to start up, so just maybe this scan won't come up with anything immediately. Now, have you ever seen Mr Robot? Fantastic show, really good. Rami Malek, great actor in my opinion, and Christian Slater of course as well. Yeah, very good show. It gets a bit heavy and a bit involved and confusing. It's awesome. But if you've not seen it, check it out. If you have seen it and you didn't like it, that's fine. If you checked it out and you did like it, that's fine. If you're indifferent, that's fine. I'm indifferent as well. Okay, so I'm doing all ports, and that seems to be taking a while. So let's run this again in another window without all ports and just get the top 1000 going. We'll do that, and we'll see which one completes first. This one, obviously. Oh, all ports are closed though. So it has the ports, but they're closed. Interesting. Does that mean I started scanning too early? Let's try that again. That one's now open, closed, closed. Okay, so let's kill this. Just to avoid confusion, we'll get rid of that, and we'll get rid of that. Just give it time for these ports to open. Let's go again. So normally what I'll be doing is checking out the website, if there is one at this point, but I'm more intrigued about this now because it's showing some ports as closed. And it kind of makes me wonder, now they're all open, like all three are open. So now that one's done, I'll also do this one, and it hopefully will complete quicker. I will note down this and then keep an eye on this. So we have SSH, we have HTTP and HTTPS. We've got the secure HTTP here as well. Okay, let's grab this IP and we'll check out the two websites. We have HTTP. No idea what's happening here. Storyline box, of course, it's capture the flag, isn't it? Looks like we could type some commands as well. Okay, let's try also the HTTPS on port 443. Puts in HTTP when I don't want it to. Security risk ahead, we are going to go advanced and then accept the risk. It looks like we've got pretty much the same thing so far. Interesting. Now it's very important that we do differentiate between the differences. You know what I mean? Differentiate between these because there could be differences that we are not aware of. So let's try these commands. We've got prepare, F society, inform, question, wake up, and join. No, that's wrong. Put it in here.
Owned by the 1% of the 1%, owned by gas. U.S. society. Between June 18th and 20th, we will take back over $100,000 and give it to you, live on Twitch, to delete the bet that holds you hostage. All you need is code.
Okay. Type help for a list of commands. F society is next. I've got a feeling this is all just wasting my time. There is nothing going to be here useful, is there, at all? Inform. Check that message later, it's not important, I think. Okay, so we can scroll. Fine. Question, wake up and join. Question. Okay. Wake up.
What I'm about to tell you is top secret. A conspiracy bigger than all of us. There's a powerful group of people out there that are secretly running the world. I'm talking about the guys no one knows about, the guys that are invisible. The top 1% of the top 1%, the guys that play God without permission.
This is wasting my time. Not that there's any rush on this. Okay, this is massively wasting time. So what we're going to do is, I've just reloaded that. I was trying to get to the main web address and we've got a WordPress thing here. Interesting. Hang on a minute. Let's do this logically. Robots.txt actually exists for once. Key 1 of 3.txt. Right, let's start making notes. Okay, web on 80 shows. Web on 80 robots.txt shows Now here's the thing, if on 443 this is the same, maybe there isn't going to be any difference between these. Looks like it's the same. Okay, so we've got two files here, fsocity, not society, fsocity, and key 1 of 3. So obviously we're checking out key 1 of 3. Okay, looks like we're after 3 keys on this system. That doesn't show anything different, that's fine, okay. And our first key is this. And then we've got this fsocity.dic, which is meant to be fsociety, but it's spelt wrong. Attention to detail, guys. Attention to detail. What is this? Oh, what? True false wiki from the now wiki extensions window. Okay, let's all got a word list. Check user special. Okay, this looks like a huge word list. Is it unique? Is it unique? If I look for true, 450 matches. But we've got 3A true, 20 true, 22 true, true with a capital T, truly, aha, true, again. Hang on, true, false, wikia from the now wikia. If I go back to the top, true, false, wikia from the now wikia. Oh, wow. It looks like we've got, can I put in rejects here? I'm not sure. Seven of 450 matches, so no, it's not finding that. Huh. Right, if I take something like Wikia here, highlight all, it's not actually making any difference at all. Let's get this file. Let's just download this file and we'll work through it from this. So we're going to wget this. Okay, so this is a word list. Maybe we can get usernames and passwords and things from this. It in capital, it contains duplicates, right? This is important because, right, we know this is a WordPress site. Hang on, let's one step at a time. We know this is a WordPress site. We can go to anything here like that, and it should say just another WordPress site, okay? So this confirms WordPress site. Okay. So here's the question. How do we count? Because I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever done this in Linux. Linux counts lines in file. It's just easier this way. WC to come out to count lines. Okay. So do we just literally do WCF? Okay, so that's how many lines there are in the file, and that's how big the file is. Is that right? Hang on a minute. Lines, words, and characters. So yeah, there's 858,000 words because that's on 855,000 lines, and that's how many characters. Now, let's get rid of duplicates. Let's first make a copy of this. So there are 160 lines, words in the word list. Okay, if we remove duplicates, that's going to make it much smaller, because I can't imagine brute forcing like 850,000 words. It's going to take forever, and this is only 30-minute box. So if we do sort, what's going to happen is it takes all the duplicate, it sorts them in alphabetical order, right? If I just cancel it here, you can see that all the frequentlies are together, and before that it'll be something else beginning with F. There you go, and before that it'll be something else, you know. So that sorts it in order. Then, hang on a minute, let me get this right. If we do that, hang on, I hear my phone sort of beeping. Just give me a second. not important. Then if we send that into unique, what it will do, it will list them, and now it's only got the unique ones. It's removed all the duplicates. Okay. Zeros is there twice because it's got lowercase z and capital Z, right? So what we now do is take the output of that and put it into list.text. How's that? There we go. So we've now removed duplicates to make this easier to use. Let's see how many lines are now in the file by doing the same thing as before. WC, I'm going to clear that. This.text. Okay, we're on 11,451, which is much nicer. Much nicer. I'm actually really happy with that. We've basically got like an eighth of the size now. No, less than that. I was thinking of 111,000. We're on... Oh, man. Okay. I don't want to do the math, but that is, like, ridiculous. Yeah, that is really small. So we've now got a smaller word list. Okay, we know it's WordPress. So if it's WordPress, what we can do is WP scan. We'll give it the... Hang on a minute. Do we have the... Is that right? Must be. Yeah. Just to get the IP. So we'll do that. Oh no, go back. Lost it. There we go. And we're just going to change that to WP scan with URL. Just to see what it comes up with. But then we can start brute forcing users, and we can start brute forcing passwords, and hopefully this list will let us in. You know, give us a user or something to let us in. WordPress 4.3.1 seems like quite an old version. Passive on the methods. So we should make a note of the themes, because if we can get in, then if we know the location of the themes, then we can maybe get a reverse shell. Okay, so what we're going to do is use it to enumerate users. It's not found any users. Okay, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do at this point. So WP scan enumerate users shows no results. What we will do, I guess, is try and get to the login page. I'm assuming it will be WP login.php. Generally is. Yeah, okay. And if we go admin and X, if I open burp, now I could use Hydra for this, and generally in the past I have, but I just want to show how it can be done with burp intruder, and I hope it can be done with burp intruder. We'll set this to use burp. You know I don't like using Hydra. Although, now that we've got a working command, I can just copy it from other boxes, etc., etc. And so on. Ping to YouTube. Come on, burp, hurry up. I wonder how long all this would take if we used the word list without it being streamlined. It might even take a while anyway. Hydra will be quick. I think I can brute force with WP scan, to be honest. Hang on, let's take a look at this. Usernames list. It's got password attack, but it's not got username. Huh. Not sure. I can brute force passwords with that. But we'll start burp running. This is going to take a while to actually start intercepting because it's a slow program, but one of the best. We're going to do that and catch the request. We're not going to send it to the repeater, we're going to send it to the intruder for a change. And I think what we can now do is take the username, which is admin. That's the one that and add here. And what it does, that shows that that's the field that we're going to brute force. We're going to brute force with the list, and we're going to load in. Oh, nice. List.txt. So 11,451 different payloads. Start the attack. And here it goes. And you can see at the bottom here that it won't take too long. It's already done about 1/10 of them. Now, I'm not sure if the status code is going to be any different. I don't think it will. But if we do this, it says invalid username. If we hit upon a valid username, that message will change. And because that message will change, it will change the size of the output on the page, which means we can look at the response size, length. Why is that length? What's it saying? Yeah, we've got error invalid username. Maybe it's response received. I'm not sure what it actually is. These are bigger. These ones are not quite as big. I thought there'd be quite a big difference in response. Maybe oh, that's finished now. So So I mean 4156. Oh, we've got Elliot, Elliot, and Elliot, all of which give the longer response, and then everything else is smaller. So I wonder. Let's take a look. The password you entered for the username Elliot is incorrect. Nice. Okay, this is good. We're going to take a screenshot of that. So there was 3 which were bigger responses, and all 3 of them were the same username. Excellent. So we've got a username now. We could just do the same for password. But I'm actually intrigued to try using WP scan to do the password. It doesn't matter. We can use Hydra. We could use just the same thing we've done now. We could use the intruder on Burp Suite, or we can use WP scan. It doesn't really matter. So Elliot is username. So just because we've already done this once, rather than just run it again with the password field, all I have to do is literally change that to Elliot and then start working on that and run through the same list. I'll leave this open just in case I need to do that. I'm hoping the password's in this list as well, but what we're going to try and do instead is this. So usernames and then password field. Okay, so we'll do this again. We're going to do U for usernames, which is Elliot. And the password list is going to be list.txt. So just maybe this will do it. And I'll also try the same. If it does work, I'll try the same in Burp Suite just to show how it works. We already know how it works in Hydra. We've done it on a couple of boxes already. Internal, for example, being one of them. So go back and see those videos if you haven't. But it'd be nice just to get this working in a couple of ways. Kind of hoping it's in this list. I can't imagine it not being. So this isn't going to take very long. I do wonder how long it would take if we use the unsorted list, so to speak. So while that's doing, so it's found the password here. So let's do the same here so we can see how this works. We're going to remove that. We're going to change the login name to Elliot, and the password, we're going to run the same list, start attack. And we're looking for ER280652. But this time it should be the status code, which is different because it should redirect us to the admin page or to the the dashboard or whatever. So let's do status code, sort by status code, and we'll see if it comes up with anything. Okay, I didn't even notice that. I wasn't looking. Look, status code 302, which is a redirect with this password, which matches this password. And if we look at the response here, what you'll see is that we should have a redirect, but where is it? It should say location. I'm not even seeing it. Yeah, there we go. So it's taking us to location here, WP admin. So it's logging us in with this password. So there's two ways of doing this, more than two. We could do it with Hydra and things. Nice. Out of curiosity, I'm going to carry on with the box. I'm not going to do. I'm not going to stop working on the box whilst doing this, but I just want to see if I'd have done this with the original file, how long would it have taken? And this can be running in the background whilst I'm doing other things. So we can close this attack here. And I think now we can just log in. $56 minutes, and it's going up. Oh wow, that's going to take ages. I reckon I'll finish this box before this is even halfway done. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so gives access to WordPress admin. Hooray! Hopefully now we can just do a reverse shell using the appearance theme editor. Yeah, okay. Sometimes we have access to this, sometimes we don't. This time we do. 2015. Let's do the 404 page on 2015. You mean no response? Hang on, let's get rid of Burp Suite. Try that again. Okay, so this is the 404 page of 2015. What we will do is we will cat shells PHP reverse shell. Now you'll see that I've changed this file slightly, and you'll see how in a second. But first, let me just copy. Let me paste in. I've changed the file at the top. What it says here is this is the try hack me IP, and this is the hack the box IP. And I think I showed you this last time. So I'm just going to comment out this IP, and I'm going to now activate this IP. And I think 102.67 is still correct. So let's find out. Correct. And this is coming back on port 1234. So we can start a netcat listener on 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to save this file and hope that it does save, because sometimes we've had issues here before as well where it's not giving us rights to do so. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we update the 404.php file of the 2015 theme. Is it a theme? With the PHP rev shell. And then it's just a case of finding that location. So 2015 is here. We already have it. And then I think we just go to 404.php. Now, if you want to see this in real time, probably I'm in the way, but that's fine. As long as we can see this, that's fine. And I will just visit this file. And we have a shell back, right? There we go. Good. So far, so easy. I'm surprised this one is actually so straightforward with it being a medium box. So far, there's nothing too difficult about this at all. Who am I? Let's check our ID as well. Ooh, we're running as a daemon. That's interesting. Running as a demon. Okay. Fine. What I will do, though, is just take that and put it here. Cool. Not so bad. Let's check where we are. Let's check where we are. Let's see if there's anything in the web, as that's the user we've just come from, WordPress. CD, www. There isn't a www. What? Huh. Okay, well, that's not right. Let's go home then. CD home. Robot Ubuntu. Okay, let's go into robot. Oh, we've got key 2 of 3. Brilliant. So cat key permission denied. Okay, so it's not readable by anybody except the owner, which is robot. Ha. Whereas password raw 5 is readable by everybody. Nice. Let's take that. Key is not readable. Password dot raw md5. Yes. So let's cat this one out. So this is an MD5 password, evidently. We could crack it with John or Hashcat. We could also look on a rainbow table, so let's do that. Let's go crack station, because it's just the easiest. Just the easiest way forward, and if this doesn't have it, we're going to have to run a brute force in RockU or whatever. But generally, this does a fairly good job a lot of the time. This is the worst part of it. Let's see if we can use Buster add-on to bypass it, shall we? There we go, brilliant, yeah. To get rid of recapture, Buster, fantastic add-on. Oh, brilliant, and the result for that is here. Good, let's just take a screenshot of that, because I can't be bothered to say we went to crack station and blah, 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 blah. So it's just easier to do that. The question is, can we SSH in? Or do we have to actually look at this? 48 minutes left, 12%. Brilliant. Clear that. SSH robot at robots bot Robot it at, can't remember the IP. Should I just type out the alphabet or should I just copy and paste? Brilliant. Brilliant. So do you remember in the last box that I was that I did popcorn and I was trying to do that attack with message of the day that didn't work? This is an example of the message of the day. Something like this. Anyway, who am I? Obviously robot, and we can cat key. Okay, so we've got key 2 of 3 now. Good. I'm guessing the final key is in the root directory. I'm assuming there are 3 keys because it says 2 of 3. Do we have sudo rights? As we know the password. Oh. Oh. No, we do not have sudo rights. In this case, I'm just going to limpies and just see what we find. That's laughable. Okay. Why am I in twice? Oh yeah, that's robot, and that one is... okay, let's get rid of this. Clear that. We're going to go back to reverse scripts and then run sudo python module http server on port 80. So far this is really straightforward, and I'm kind of hoping root is as well. I could really do with a bit of an easier box, I suppose. So we will wget http 10.14.102.67 slash we'll get limpies. We'll also permission denied. Okay, fine. So we're going to cd to the temporary file because everything's writable there. So let's run that again. Where is it? Here. And we're also going to get, oh, hang on a minute. Uname A. It's a 64-bit system. Making sure I'm reading this correctly, because back on that Windows one that I did, can't remember which, I was reading 64-bit, but that wasn't true. That was the process. You know, that was the a different sort of thing. I don't know, graphics or something. Anyway, so we are going to do that again, and this time get PS Pi 64. We're going to change the mode of both of these to executable. So we have limpies and PS Pi. So we'll start with limp. Hey, here we go. Good. So let's see. Hopefully this is going to be relatively straightforward, as everything else has been. Just waiting for this to load a little bit before I start scrolling, because it'll play hell with what I'm trying to do otherwise. You sort of start scrolling down and it's jumping all over as it's adding new information. So when this gets to about here or so, oh, it's taking a while. Maybe it's done, who knows. So red, yellow is 99, yeah, we know this. Oh no, it's caching directories. This is taking a while. Huh. It's just a case of being patient. This is doing its thing, but there's obviously quite a lot here for it to figure out this time. Whilst that's running, just for a laugh, let's see how this is doing. This is crazy. It's on 20% in 12 minutes. That's going to be like an hour, over an hour, isn't it? Yeah, let's say 15 minutes is 25%. It's going to be an hour. And how long did it take us to do? I can't remember. But it wasn't long. It was like a minute, if that, 2 minutes or something. Oh, good. This is doing its thing now. So this is what I mean. Let's go back to the top and figure it out. Wait for this to stop moving about. Pseudo version. Okay, not bothered about this. We've got some exploits. Dirty pipe. Sam edit's quite a nice one as well. So we've got like a couple of exploits if we need it. Similar to how we used Dirty Cow when the other thing didn't work. I always use them as last resorts though. Generally there's more refined, is that the word? Eloquent. There's more eloquent ways of doing things rather than just throwing kernel exploits at it. What are we looking for? Ooh, what are we looking for? Oh, I didn't check the bash history. I'm sure this would show us it anyway. I meant to do that because last time it was really important that I did that. Saw like cache file, didn't I, in the MOTD. Not that that actually let us in the end. There's nothing here that looks interesting to me at all. DNS. Still bouncing all over the place. Sorry, try again. I'd rather not. Pre-trace protection is enabled. Okay. Okay, the user Ubuntu is part of the sudo group. So maybe I can get into Ubuntu's account instead. That'd be quite nice. Although getting root would be better, but if not, at least we know it's possible. It's got Nmap. That's quite good. Ncat, Netcat, NC, Python, and Python 3. Quite useful. We've got PHP files here. A few configuration files which don't seem to have anything interesting. We've got some public keys for SSH, but no private ones, so that's not going to help. We can get into SSH as root if we had the credentials, though. So that's quite nice to know. The SSH config is writable. Huh. I'm not sure how good that's going to do me, to be honest. There's nothing here which is useful. Hang on, we've got FTP. Interesting. I didn't see port 21 open. It must be open just locally. So we've got FTP running. Okay. Jenkins as well. That's strange. I didn't think about that. I didn't see that. Then we've got Windows files, bash RC. Okay, let's check permissions of files. Umount, mount, passwords. These are all normal. Oh, look at this. Yellow and red. Yellow and red. Nmap has the sticky bit. So Nmap we can run as an admin using this sticky bit. Let's make a copy of that because obviously Limpies thinks it's important. Suid file flagged by Limpies. So that one we will definitely take a look at. It says that it's 95%, you know, probably the way in. So we'll definitely come back to that. Let's keep looking. We've got a couple of capabilities here. Okay. Other interesting files. Interesting files in the last 5 minutes. Okay. We've got a few backup files here as well. We're nearly at the end, I think. And then we've got a few searching for the word password. But that doesn't seem to be anything important. Okay, that's it. So really, the only thing that we should be looking at is this Nmap. Now, Nmap has the SUID bit. So if I go into my hack resources and go to GTFO bins, this will help me out with that. What we're going to do is put in Nmap, and we are going for the SUID SUID. So if it has the SUID bit set, it does not drop the elevated privileges. It could be abused to access the file system, blah, 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 blah. Okay. This payload appears inside the regular Nmap output. Okay, so L file is the file to write, and then we do Nmap OG L file data. Right. Okay, if you say so. So let's try this. Just for a bit of fun. Okay, hang on. First, GTFO bins shows this. Go away. This. The reason why I didn't take the first line of that, by the way, is because it says to interact with an existing binary, skip the first command and run the program using its original path. So we skip this, which installs it, and then we're running it from the original path, not this. We rewrite for our situation. And again. Okay, so what we have to do is change the path to that. The file to write, let's just try, I don't know if I need quotes here, but we're just going to try temp/mu, and then the data is going to be hello. So we'll try both of these commands. The first one there, and then the second one there. I don't know what I've just done. Let's try exit. Okay, so if we now go into cd temp, it's not created that. It's not created that with the data. Do I not know how to use this? So the payload appears inside the regular Nmap output. I don't understand what you mean by that, to be honest. The payload appears inside the regular Nmap output. I truly don't know what that means. I mean, if it's got SUID, can I not just do what this does? Nmap interactive and then SH? I don't think that's the case, but we could try it. Does it still work with SUID? Let's try it. Let's do user local bin Nmap interactive, of course. And then, don't think that's going to work, is it? Okay, that worked. So basically, I just ran what it said under sudo instead of under suid. I'm not really understanding what it's doing here, but this makes sense. That's really interesting, and we've got limited suid down here as well, which I didn't even think about. Okay, fine. Right. but we instead look at the entry for pseudo rather than suid. Yeah, I mean, that just works straight off, didn't it? Sometimes worthwhile just looking around at the different options, you know, because it's running it as root. And so we're running this as root, we'll make it interactive, and then we're starting a new shell as the root user, and that's it. It's easy. That's yeah, totally. That makes sense to me. So I'm root. We are going to cat root something dot text. There we go. That'll do. That'll be key number 3, won't it? Oy vey. Okay, I think we've got our 3 keys. So let's now try and tackle these questions. We're going to start at the beginning. No answer needed. I'm not even bothering to read this. No answer needed. No answer needed. No answer needed. That was easy. Hack the machine. Okay. Are you going to talk me through this? What is key 1? What you're not? Perfect. So as I enter the correct keys, I'm also going to look at the hints just to see what it would have said if we needed it. Where is the first key? Before all this. There it is. So there's the first key. So we're going to put you in here and submit that. And check the hint. Robots.txt. Fair enough. And so we're now going to key 2, which is, no, that's the robot user. There it is. That's the second one. So we're going to put that in and check the hint. There's something fishy about this word list. Why is it so long? Yeah, I know. I get that, and I've made sure it was streamlined. That's fine. Now, if I put this in, it's going to close the box. So before I put this in, I'm going to check the hint. Nmap, yes, thank you. Brilliant. We've done it the intended way, at least. And just for out of interest, before we do this, let's just check this. And it's still only a third of the way there with 50 minutes left. That's insane. That's crazy. Let's kill it. That was a very enjoyable box. It was very straightforward, though. I kind of got caught up at the end thinking about suid, and then, you know, before doing the pseudo thing, it makes sense that it worked. Enjoy it. Good one. Yeah, excellent. As much as it was a CTF capture the flag style box, it did feel somewhat real in a few ways. The fact that I mean, it wasn't realistic that both the username and the password were in a provided word list. That's ridiculous. That you'd never get that. That's why it's CTF style. But I think, and also having the password stored on the password for the robot user stored in somebody's desktop, accessible to everybody, not realistic. The only thing realistic about this was the end, where there was a vulnerable binary. So yeah, I understand why it's a CTF box. I don't understand why it's medium, quite honestly. Maybe it's because there's multiple stages to it, perhaps. It might not be a difficulty thing. It might just be more of a, this is going to take, you know, a few steps. Having said that, it did say 30-minute box, didn't it? So this doesn't make sense to me why it's medium, but nevertheless, it was quite a fun one. I enjoyed doing that. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time for we're back to hack the box next time. Thank you. Be sure to be sure to visit Nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. Thank you.